In our last episode, we were moored just north of Moon's Bridge Marina. We had planned to head further south, but we were warned by several people that there was very heavy weed that way. We decided to head back north. Cookout had been canceled that day due to rain, but the owners of the marina gave our hosts use of a tent, and so a group of us had a cookout anyway. It was great fun, lots of laughs, and a lot of rain.
It's horrible, isn't it? All this meat and you can't eat it. So I'm not using wide angle tonight, so you're all going to look normal.
Oh, that's a nice change.
Yeah. So now we've got Ready Steady Cook going on here because they're both qualified as chefs. The problem we've got here is that everyone's had to move into the centre where the flames beat us back because all of the water is dropping down the back of their neck. So the ladies are all sitting on towels now. And this will give you some idea of what we're doing. Look at that water on that seat. Oh my God. Goodness me. And actually, Karen was only standing there for a few seconds. Fish in there now. I don't think that's rain, to be honest.
The fun went well on into the evening. Thanks for the invite, Cole and Debbie. It was good fun, as always. So we're here at Glasson at the branch, and our friend Chris has come along, and he's going to come down the locks with us because he's done this before, and this is our first time. So we're going to check this out, see what these locks are like, see if they're the same as the ones we used when we took our training course. And there's instructions. So that keeps people from getting down there.
That's to stop people from filling up.
Yes.
So it discourages people from swimming in it.
Some of the padlocks are quite difficult to open. Rob's opening up the paddle, and that's going to start the water filling the lock. Chris made a very good video on locks, so I'm going to put the link to that video in the description below. Okay, Chris is going to tell me something about these wooden planks that are right over there.
Planks over there, what we call stop planks.
Okay.
So if you ever need to seal off the canal for any problem, if there's a leak.
Ah.
They go down in the slot that you can just see in the brick.
Ah, there's a slot right there. Yeah, let me zoom in
So
on
they
that.
just slot those in.
Okay.
Pile them one on top of the other.
Ah.
And that stops the water
And that
flowing.
is, yeah, and that
It
goes
just
all the way
it
down.
seals it off.
Here the guys are opening the paddles to let the water out of the lock, and these take some strength to operate. I had to get help with some of them. So we're through the first lock. There's the gates, they're closed. And we're heading down to the Glasson Basin. What you think, Rob? Is it a little shallow?
Very shallow. It's just stirring up all the mud.
Look at it. And it's quite narrow. Very narrow.
This is practice for Sabbath.
We're hoping we don't run aground. We've heard boats do sometimes on this branch. So we're coming up to lock number 2, and Chris went ahead, so he's already opened the paddles to fill the lock. They've just opened lock 2. Chris and I went ahead to set the lock. So on lock number 3, this paddle has been locked up, boarded off. It's not working properly, and they don't want anyone trying to use it. So while Liberty is going down, Rob's over here stuffing his face with chocolate biscuits. It's just ridiculous. So we're heading towards the 4th lock now, and Chris just told me that there are 6, and I thought there were only 5, so I've just learned something else new. So we were enjoying a peaceful night. Both of us very, very tired, having gone through all the locks and having gone out to eat. And we were just ready to settle in. And then a storm comes along. And it is, oh, I don't know, somewhere around 3 or 4 in the morning, I think. And the wind is blowing liberty. And the waves are just incredibly loud, and this gives you a sense. We're up. We're up.
This is heavy rain and a fresh breeze.
Yeah, it's fresh, all right. So everything's banging. All of our kitchen utensils, our wine glasses. Tilly's been walking around quite nervous. So Rob just went outside, went into the bow. What'd you find?
No, I mean, you know, some of the water has splashed into the well deck,
Yeah.
but it's not soaking or anything.
No.
I mean, I looked in the engine bay, the bilge, and it's all dry.
We're okay. It's just not very nice because we're up against a wall. It's still a lot of noise banging up against, and I'll just be glad when it passes. So I'm gonna go back to bed and try to sleep for a minute. Good morning, everyone. This is what we've woke up to. As you can see, the water is very choppy. We did not sleep well last night. It was just constant churning and splashing and banging, and it was like being inside a washing machine. But we've survived, and if we get a break in this wind, and it's not that big a wind. I mean, what is it? About 20 or 30 today, maybe?
Yeah, it's like
Maximum?
Maximum 30.
Maximum 30.
And when you're out there, it doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah, Rob said when he went out to take Tilly out, it was quite mild and not horrible. It's just the boat's reacting badly on the water. So
We're just exactly at the wrong angle.
yeah, we're right at the wrong angle. It's just smacking us. But we're thinking of moving more into the canal again because you're a bit more sheltered there, and it's not quite as
And we've never
crazy.
moved the boat in waves.
No, we've never moved the boat in waves. I guess it'd give us a taste of what the Ribble Link might be like. Hopefully not. Anyway, we'll see you later.
So this is obviously outside the boat, and you can see a little bit of choppiness here. It's alright for these big guys, these lifeboats and ocean-going yachts. Remarkably, nothing got blown off the roof of Liberty. We've still got our logs, no doubt they'll take a little bit longer to dry out now. And our solar panels are still intact, which I'm relieved about. Gives you some idea of the size of the mooring rings compared to Tilly there. Clearly designed for very large vessels. And the foam has even come up on the side, look. All over the side of Liberty. And these moorings have optional power hookup as well, which you can pay Aquavista Marina to be hooked up to power on them. And the lights here do work, so you actually, when you do moor up here at night, you've got some illumination. So here is another view of the mooring. You see how exposed it is, and I think that's the biggest problem. It is so exposed. And I'm sure on a calm day, it's an absolutely lovely place to moor. So if you can come down here knowing the weather's going to be fine, I would say that it's very convenient to moor there. And then from here, You walk past this, the first of these locks. I don't know if this is the sea lock. I think it probably is the sea lock. It's a very high drop down to the next level. And over the road is in that right hand corner, the sea lock itself. And then up on the side, there's some people enjoying breakfast outside the shop. So that's the top lock that separates the basin from the bottom basin, or the lower basin. I have no idea what it's called here, that contains those ships. I was just talking to a young lady who's a local, and she said this bridge is operated at least once a day, that a boat wants to move through it, which would be very cool to see. It's another little grassy area opposite the cafe. It's Tithe Barn Hill. There's the quayside cafe, and then the shop at Glasson Dock. And here we are back at Liberty. And we thought we'd head up a little way into the canal to get a bit more shelter later on. So what are you eating?
I am eating a sausage and egg. Is it BAP?
Barm. B-A-R-M.
Barm.
Yeah,
Sausage and egg barm.
in other parts of the country they'd call it a bat, but here they call them a barm.
It's yummy.
It's bigger, isn't it?
It's huge.
And this is at the, well, I don't know, it's like a little cafe in Glasson. We'll put the details in the description. And I'm having sausage, bacon and egg, and a vanilla slice. And we're both having a freshly ground coffee, and this is our view, which is lovely. And we're out of the elements, which is nice, and it looks like it's calmed down a bit. We'll move the boat, I think, later on. What do you think? When we get this energy from this food, Carol will be able to untie us and push us around the corner.
Pull us.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been good. So it's a popular spot with locals, this, isn't it?
Yep.
A lot of people come here to obviously do takeaway food and sort of essentials.
We got a nice little shop in there too with some, I think maybe locally made things.
Yep.
Little gifts and stuff.
Nice. We have John and Joe and Ruma, who you may have seen on the Northern Reaches episode we did. They're joining us later on today, and we've just bought some pies and
fruit pies
pies, blackcurrant pies. I've had blackcurrant pies for ages, so I'm looking forward to that. We got some double cream.
Yeah, because we like to stay, thin.
Yeah,
Like
because
to fit.
narrowboating's arduous, so we need a tip-top quality diet of meat pies and blackcurrant.
Yes.
This gives you some idea of the conditions that Liberty is moored up in. And we've got really very little chance of moving it today, I think. And I've just walked onto the Canal flight, and it is immediately, well, you can see the difference in the water, much calmer. So we should have found a place down here to moor up.
We have strict rules that no one's allowed on our new sofa bed. But Rum, she, needs to try it out because
She lives by her own rules, Carol.
she does. And she, needs to make sure that it's comfortable and so that's what she's doing. And she gives it a A+, doesn't she?
Is that comfortable, Rum?
Is that nice?
Oh, I think so.
She'd prefer it if it was opened out.
See, this
so she
bed
could
down
really
here
sprawl.
isn't as nice. This one, on the other hand,
Yeah, well, that's deluxe.
that's deluxe, yeah.
We found ourselves unable to steer away from the side of the wall from the normal mooring position and the boat was getting quite badly scratched, but we were able to pivot from the front eventually and reverse into the basin. And this is the damage that was done by the wall in the basin.
The next day the weather improved, and we made the time to take some snapshots and short clips. But now it was time to say goodbye to the Glasson Basin and return back to the main Lancaster Canal. The scenery was beautiful.
So leaving Carol holding Liberty for now while I walk up to the lock.
We hope you enjoyed our journey to the Glasson Basin. Our next video will be completing the rebuild of the multi-fuel Morso stove on Liberty. See you soon.